But he came to me before I went to the Contender. I just didn't believe it. I said, what, you're just going to give me $1 million? Like, yeah, I'm going to give you $1 million.
Who are you?
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, let's get that one. He'd been dropped twice in a minute. Like, his eyes were rolling. He's looking at me like that, but I can see he's not really there. I'll be honest about this me and Paddy thing, right? I genuinely believe, no joke.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Crossley and I'm joined with 2022's featherweight champion of PFL, Brendan Loughnane. Hi Brendan.
Thanks for having me, Kaz. Not a bad backdrop today.
No, I picked it out myself. Do you like it?
Oh, come on. She's been driving around for hours looking for this backdrop, by the way, but she did a good job, look.
I was like, it needs to be perfect. I wanted the beach and stuff, but I think this is like...
Nah, bang on.
So we're actually in Thailand at the moment. You've been here back in camp now, just coming off the win from your first fight in the tournament. How's camp going? Yeah,
good. I've only been back a week now, so just easing back in. I'm already fit from the last fight, no damage. So I'm in another tournament. This is my fourth one now, so I know how to like approach tournaments. It's a different entity completely.
Yeah, like you're fighting how often? Every 8 weeks?
Yeah, it's naughty really. It is because like all the other people in my division this time and last year had really hard fights in the first one, which really sets you up miserably for a fail, because if you think about it, I've just walked out of there over 1 minute, didn't even get touched. Other guys are cutting twice as much weight as me and having twice as harder fights. So I look at it like, imagine you're on a game of Street Fighter and you have an energy bar and it just takes away a bit every time. Like, my energy bar is still full green. Half of these guys are halfway down already. You've got 3 fights left.
One thing when I bring you up to other fighters is that they just say like your cardio is just phenomenal, and that sets you aside from like all the other fighters.
But that's why I can do tournaments.
Your endurance, yeah.
Yeah, it suits me.
And because I'm your friend as well, like you're just never injured. I just know a lot of fighters, they're always complaining about injury.
God, don't say that.
Sorry. Touch wood, but like never once, like the whole time I've known you, you've moaned about an injury.
Yeah, I think...
Only your hand, yeah.
Yeah, I broke my hand in a fight, but I think I stick to my Bikram yoga, innit?
Oh my God, the Bikram, right, yeah, like, so tell people about Bikram, because obviously I do Bikram too.
I don't want to give away a secret, but I'm going to give you
Don't gatekeep it, I think.
No, like, people need to do it, like... So just for the people at home that don't know about Bikram yoga, it's a 90-minute, 24 postures, I believe. Basically, it's head to toe, and you go through 26, that's it. And you go through every posture twice, and it's really, really, I don't know, for what we're doing, if you think about MMA, like you get an arm bar, so stuff and ligaments is always getting extended, and wrestling, and so we need to have flexible joints, and I just think that is the difference, and why I've been able to do it so long, and fortunately, as well as genetics, not get as injured as other fighters. And training, I train smart now.
Yeah,
I don't train like, I don't do hard sparring too much, maybe the last 2 or 3 weeks before the fight. If I see someone who's going crazy doing erratic stuff in the wrestling room, I go, yep, swerve him. Like, I just
You've just been about the game for so long.
I've just seen it all.
Yeah, exactly. Just bringing back to your last fight and the stoppage, I think there was a bit of a controversy. What do you think about people saying that it was an early stoppage?
I don't know. Listen, it was only me, the ref, and Pedro was in there, and I spoke to the ref after the fight. I said, good stoppage, mate. He went, I know, because we were the only ones in there. We could see Pedro, He'd been dropped twice in a minute. Like, it was going one way to fight anyway, and his eyes were rolling. He's looking at me like that, but I can see he's not really there. And
you could tell he was faded?
Yeah, and not only that, by the time he stood up, the ref's half grabbed him, like, to kind of prop him up. Like, one more time would have got up, and took another one and gone back down. Like, he's got a tournament, save him for the next one now, like, move on to the next. And I personally, I'm a very honest person. I do think it was a great stoppage. Other people can say what they want online. That's the fight game. Everyone's got opinions. But if I didn't think it was good, I'd say, nah, I think it should have carried on. But I think it was the right thing.
Yeah. And your next fight now is in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Against, do you know much about your opponent?
Well, it's funny that I actually say that. Someone's just sent me an interview of his saying he can't wait to knock Brendan out. So this is going to be funny. I guess we're going to have one of these live talkers again. So yeah, next 7 weeks should be pretty fun. Let's see what Justin's got to say.
Yeah, and I want to take it back to when you won your tournament in 2022. Like, you obviously won $1 million. That's life-changing money. My first question is, how much of that money do you actually get? How much goes to taxes? How much goes to your camp? Like, is it $1 million?
Put it this way, it's like life-changing, obviously. Especially like, so basically, when I did the PFL the first season, or before I signed, there was a guy called Emiliano Sordi, and he used to train at Alliance with us, and he went and won the thing. And I remember him coming back to the gym on like the Monday. I was like, lad, how do you feel? I was like, how do you feel? He's like, yeah. And I always used to think like, how do you even like sleep the night before that? Like, one guy's gonna wake up, the next day and be a millionaire. The other guy's just gonna be bang average and just barely cover his costs for camp. And that all used to run through my head. And then when the moment actually came, it was my time up. It was like, I didn't feel any of that pressure.
You didn't feel nervous or nothing?
I didn't feel no nerves or pressure because I was just so confident. I just knew I had Bubba's number. I like Bubba. Bubba's my boy in it, but I just thought you could not beat me 10 out of 10 times. So I just knew that I had better cardio than him, I had a better chin than him, and I knew that my wrestling defense was good enough. So I was just supremely confident. And like when the moment actually come and then I won and then it did drop, it's an indescribable, there's no words I can sit and tell you that when you've worked for something for, at that point, 16 years. And
you had it on your vision board as well, like.
Yeah, I had it as the screensaver on my phone for 3 years.
You manifested it.
And then someone just gives it you. Well, they don't give it you, you win it and you earn it. And then you're like, that's why I was so emotional. I dropped to the floor. I was like, wow, it's actually over. This journey's over. And I thought the journey was over, but looks like there's a few more chapters. Here we go.
Different journeys.
Yeah, different.
And when you won it, obviously, it was a big bit of money. What did you do with it?
I bought an apartment in Dubai. Yeah. Renovating it. Doing all funny like business, what I wanted to do as well, like electric blinds and speakers in the ceiling and glass mad like bathroom windows that like frost and unfrost and just had fun with it.
Technology, wow.
You know what I mean? Just had a laugh with it.
In Dubai as well. Yeah.
So that made a few other investments, but I fucking still live the same. I live the exact same. I'm still in Thailand, still just training all day every day, and that's more for retirement, innit? So like. When I do decide that enough's enough and hang up the gloves, I don't have to start driving buses around Manchester like other fighters. It's sad, man. It's a sad ending for a lot of fighters, so that's my goal now.
So what do you want to do? If it wasn't fighting, what would you be doing?
I'm an Energizer bunny. I don't know. It'd have to be something, maybe Ironman or triathlons or something, like just something where it's going to keep me occupied because I'm a very highly active person. And I just couldn't see me in an office with a suit and tie on. It's just not.
Well, no, you probably wouldn't be in an office, but what do you enjoy? Like,
I love being outdoors like this. I love stuff like this. I love traveling. Yeah. Love traveling.
No, you're never in Manchester. No, we're never in Manchester.
Do you know what I did love? I wish I had my phone there, yeah. I loved Route 66.
Oh yeah, when you did Route 66.
Yeah. And I follow these camper van things on Instagram. And I've actually, this guy,
Is that you now?
No, listen. The way he renovates these camper vans, I can't explain what they look like, yeah.
I know what you mean. I've seen a few of them. I've entered one of the raffles for one. I was going to win it, but...
No, listen, I've DM'd him. I said, listen, me and you need to chat because I want one of these. And I was going to park it on my mum's drive, yeah, for when it's time. And when it's time, and I was just going to put the belts down and go, right, I'm off Europe, do the whole of Europe, get a sick van and just see it all. That's the next goal. I've done Route 66 now, ticked. After this next belt, I'm getting a bad camper and I'm off. It's like after the world title, imagine I won the belt a day later or 2 days later after the party. I'm in a caravan driving across 12 days across Finger with no service. Imagine everyone wants to chat to you, won the belt, bro. I'm like offline.
Wow.
Just in my thing, just driving, just happy.
That's like a bucket list
sick,
thing to do.
How sick is that?
That's so sick.
So that's what I'm going to do again, like just travel, just probably take a month of just see all the different parts of Europe because I'm not got to travel as much as I want it. Obviously the fighting takes you to certain places, but there's certain countries that you can't train in and can't get what I need out of. So I've not been able to go there because of work reasons now, but once it's actually done, said and done, there's so many places on my list, so many. Brazil, I want to see Brazil so bad. I can't believe MMA's not took me to Brazil, to be honest, but
that's true.
I'd love to go to
I bet
Brazil.
you've travelled a lot with MMA.
I have.
You say like when it's said and done, but I swear when you won the belt before, you said, yeah, that's me done now. And then you did another tournament and then you said it again. So it's like, what is it that keeps drawing you back? Is it the money? Is it because you've won the money, right?
It's not the money. It's not the money. Right. I don't do anything with the money. I just live a normal life. It's purpose. It's like getting up every day, chasing the dream. And you know what as well? I was speaking to a few older fighters. Gokhan Saki, legend, man. When I had to be like, bro, enjoy every fucking second of it, because when it's gone, it's gone. Ross Pearson, bro, these are the best days of your life. Enjoy them. Right. And I do enjoy them because I think
you're not going to be this age again, right?
And they're guys that are looking back down at me like, yeah, man, you're in what I was in. Wow. And they look at me and I think, yeah. And like, this is the happiest time of our life. I get to get up every day, live my purpose, train all day, which I love to do anyway, have a laugh with the lads in the gym, and then at the end get to test it with another opponent. And yeah, best days of your life, and I'm enjoying them. I'm in the moment, I'm living it.
But coming from your last fight, the one before,
yeah,
where you experienced your first stoppage in your whole MMA career, and you talk about purpose and stuff, is that why it hit you so hard? Like, did you feel like you didn't know what your purpose was? Because I've seen a lot of interviews where you said like you had to look in the mirror and talk to yourself and stuff. Like, why did it affect you so much? Because everyone experiences stoppages, but you just hadn't.
I know, it's
mad.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Imagine I went all them years without getting touched. And then for it to finally happen, oh wow, what a weird feeling. I remember like I was in the back, and then they were like, I was just looking around and all my coaches just looked depressed. I'm like, what's going on? Like, yeah.
Is this after you came back around?
Yeah, no, I wasn't really around. Like,
really? How long?
10, 15 minutes after, I still didn't know where I was, yeah. And then they were like, yeah, you got knocked out, bro. I said, fuck off. Did I? Yeah. Like, yeah, I said, what was it? Knee, and then they showed it to me, and I was like, and that was actually like a big, like, wow, that's you done, bro. Like, what are you doing now at this point? Like, you really want to, like, you've already got the money. Like, now you're just taking knockouts. Like, for what? That's the mind frame I was in. And then
straight away.
Yeah, straight away. I was like, yeah, sweet. Like, you made your dough. You got a world title. You're nice. You've been knocked out. You said till the wheels fall off. There's the wheels. They're gone. That was in my head. Yeah. So then sat on that. Travelled the world, did 6 months. I had ticked about 5 or 6 things off my bucket list. I said, right, the second I go out of a tournament, I've got a big list of things I've wanted to do in my life. Went from one to the other, to Glastonbury, to Bali, to here, to there. Travelled everywhere. And I realised that none of that made me happy. Like, this makes me happy. And there's only a short shelf life for this left. And then I was like, right, okay, you've been knocked out. And I've got to shout out Bruce, my mind coach, because he helped me a lot with this. I said to Bruce, I said, they're on me about doing the tournament again. I'm not going to do it. And he said, why are you not going to do it? I said, well, I got knocked out. I said, well, so what? Like, everyone gets knocked out and cracks on. Bisping's like got knocked out loads and come back and won the belt, and all these people knocked out. Yeah, I know, but and he goes, well, what is it you're worried about? I said, fucking hell, your brain. You only get one brain. And then he goes, all right, well, you've been knocked out. How many people have come back from knockout and they're fine, mate? Like, things are just okay. Life's okay, you know. Yeah. He's like, is it the public embarrassment? Is it this? I said, nah, it's not that mass about that. He goes, and then we got to the core of it, and he goes, well, data suggests that getting knocked out, like millions of people do every year, you'll be all right, lad. And he's just giving me proper, like, positive feedback. The PFL rang me and said, you got 24 hours to let us know if you're doing it or not. And I was like, wow, it was the longest 24 hours of my life. I was like, nah, I'm not doing it. Am I really doing it? Nah, I'm not doing it.
What made you?
I was too scared to say yeah, because of what I went through. I was like traumatic. It's like PTSD. I was like, I'm not going through that again. What, not knowing? 15 minutes of my life, I didn't know where I was. Like, I wasn't even in the room. Do you know what I mean? Just went, you know what? Let's just give it one more. Win or lose, I'll give it one more, to at least say to people that you can come back from it. Because I thought to myself, you've had this great career, you're going to get knocked out and then just quit. And that was the end. Oh yeah, you got knocked out and then quit. There's other fighters that have done it, I won't name it, they've been knocked out and they've never gone back again because it's so traumatic. I just thought to myself, all right, if you get knocked out again, at least you can look yourself in the mirror when you're 50 and go, yeah, but you went back and you give it another go. You didn't just quit when it got hard.
Yeah, but even then, to get knocked out twice, like, people get knocked out all the time.
Isn't it mad?
Do you know what I mean?
It's a big thing for me, though. Other fighters,
I get that. Do you think it would have helped if, like, earlier on in your career, it happened to you then? Do you know what I mean? Because it never happened.
Maybe, but then other things start coming into your mind, like, are you old? Are you past it? Are you, have you had too many now? Is the brain gone? Is the timing gone? Like, and I just threw all them thoughts, put them in one basket, threw them out the window, clean slate, came to Thailand, Frank, John Boy, Woody, right, listen, we're doing this tournament, let's go. had the best camp of my life, the best weight cut, the best warm-up, the best performance. And I thought, wow, there's still so many layers left to this career. There's a mad chapter left. Like, to win this thing twice, yeah? So when you say you're a 2-time UFC champion, that means you win the belt and then you win again. To be a 2-time PFL champion, you have to win 8 fights. 8 fights.
Yeah, people don't understand.
In a row. Like, it's not a game. And Anthony Pettis and Fabricio Verdum and Rory McDonald and all these big names came over and bounced after one season. Like, nah, Shane Burgos. Like, it's a really, really hard thing to do. And I love being in here because you get the respect, man, of the Connors and the Furies and all these that I say, wow, this kid is fighting non-stop, back to back, fight camp to different parts of the world and just going for it. And you get, I don't want respect off an egg on Twitter. I don't care about their opinions, but when you're getting it off true fighters who go, yeah man, you're on job, I'm on job. Do you know what I mean? And that means more to me than anything, really.
Did you have a different mindset in that camp then?
This last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also had personal issues that you know about. Like, I had other things going on, like, in my mind where going through breakups and going through personal issues at home. Like, and then, you know, to be a happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. I do genuinely believe that. And since I let go of all that baggage, I didn't just let go of physical stuff, I let go of mental stuff. I threw it all out the window and said, I'm going for this next camp. And that was like the performance that I envisioned that I was capable of, that actually happened. And now the self-belief and the confidence is right back to before Bubba. Exactly how I was before Bubba. That confidence is back inside me again. Did
you feel like that Cavallo fight was even more important than almost your championship final for you? Like, mentally? Did it feel like that going into it? Yeah. Did you feel like you had more to lose?
I don't know.
Obviously, it's not $1 million, but do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I just watched Pedro. No disrespect to Pedro, because I like him and I like John. I just knew that he wasn't good enough to beat me in a non-disrespectful way. I just looked at his skills and mine and thought, same when I looked at Bubba. Like, there's certain guys like Movlead and guys that I fought on Pinedo, like, I know you can knock me out or wrestle me to death. But when I watch certain guys, like you say, I've been in this since I'm 15. I know what you're capable of and what you're not by watching your fights. And with Pedro, I just thought, you know, you're not capable of beating me. Like, and then I was right. And this next guy, and then I look up and down the tournament brackets this year, I think, nah, it's not really like I can beat all these guys quite comfortably. And like the way I'm performing and the way I'm moving in the gym and my mindset at the minute, I just think I'm just gonna go through it like the first year.
Talking about the featherweight division, what do you think of it? Like you said, you can beat all of them. Who's the?
I think
Braga.
Braga's really good.
That's what people are kind of lining up for the final. That's what they're.
Yeah, but he's got to fight Bubba next, and he's like, Bubba's not an easy night out. Like, he can really wrestle. If you can't wrestle against Bubba,
then you're done.
He's one of the best wrestlers America's ever known. Like, he's like got the most accolades, like NCAA champion, Olympics, all that. So if you ain't got your shit together in the wrestling department, which I did, it's a tough night. And when I seen that matchup, they just got matched up for sticky one. I really do. And I think I really like Bubba. Like, me and Bubba have got this weird bond now. Like, when I see him, we hug each other. How's your family? I've had like mad moments with his family and his kids and all that. Like, we go through.
Was that after you?
Yeah. Yeah, because don't forget, like.
But you were friends before.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna tell this story because this story is a deep one. Yeah, and I'm sure Bubba won't mind me telling it, but I'll tell it. So, after the final, we were both sat in this back room. He was really bossed up. I was bossed up. And we're both just looking at each other like, imagine we've just had this mad fight and we're both sat there and his kids come in. And I've like tried to hug his kids and they're like, his kids are all crying, like, get away from me, like I was some monster, do you know what I mean? I was like, wow, it hurt me. I know, innit? So then he's all like looking at me like, fucking hell. I was like, wow. Yeah. And then Bob was like, he didn't really know where he was at the time and whatever. Yeah. 3 weeks later, me and him went for dinner. I said, come, I'm in Vegas, I'll take you for some dinner. So we went out and then I told him about that moment and how it made me feel. I said, bro, like that hurt me, you know, like I was hurt off that. And he goes, nah, this response that he hit me with, yeah. I was like, wow. He goes, nah. He goes, I'm glad it happened. He said, because you know what? They're just used to the dad winning all the time. And then sometimes you lose in life and they just got a little lesson that night.
Bless him.
Deep one. And what a guy to say that.
The thing is, you're fighting for you and your mum and stuff, but like he's fighting for his family, he's got kids, do you know what I mean? Like, it's life-changing
This shit
money.
is like
It's
PFL
crazy.
is different, yeah.
Everything is different,
You're dropping a like carrot, yeah, in front of 10 absolute savages that have got full families to feed. People from the favelas, from rough streets of America and England and all over, yeah. And you're going, do you want to change your whole family's life? And you're like, people are and throwing the carrot in the cage
close,
and letting you just fight, man. It's mental when you think about it. Like, that's why it makes such good TV.
Do you think PFL fighters get enough credit for what they go through? Like, in terms of the MMA community?
Nah, definitely. Well, from real fighters, yeah. General public, absolutely not.
UFC.
Absolutely not. People call the sport UFC. I don't even know it's
you
called.
do UFC, yeah?
You're that UFC guy, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, I guess so, yeah. And it's just too long to try and retrain someone's brain. PFL are doing an amazing job. I've been with him for 5 years before he was anything, really.
Yeah, he was there from the start.
Yeah,
It was from the start, right?
Yeah.
When PFL
They'd had one season before, or maybe two, one or two.
Yeah. So you've seen it grow.
But it came to me before I went to the Contender and offered me a contract. I just didn't believe it. I said, what, you're just going to give me $1 million? Like, yeah, I'm going to give you $1 million.
Who are you?
Yeah, so I was like, yeah, let's get that one.
Oh, you said no?
Yeah, because I just didn't really believe that the whole setup. I'd never heard of him.
Too good to be true.
Yeah, that's what I thought. What, you're just going to give $1 million out? And then I was honest with him. I said, look, I'm going on the Contender series. They're like, yeah, good luck. PFL, like, yeah, sweet.
Oh, really? So it was before the Contender series?
Yeah, we were chatting before that, mad.
Wow.
And then it happened, and then Ray Sefo was like, look, we know it didn't go your way, but we'd still love to have you. And I was like, thank you. Like, because they could have just gone, wow, sweet, what you chose them.
Yeah.
And look how we've grown.
You have, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
And there's like that big debate about like when fighters announce that they're a free agent and who should they go with, UFC, PFL, like Michael Venom Page did it. It's basically about choosing what you would say the fame and the respect almost of like MMA fans or the money.
Yeah,
is that how it is?
Yeah, man. That's like what everyone's saying. It just recently happened with Paul Hughes, didn't it?
Paul Hughes signed to the PFL. So what made him pick PFL?
So
do you know him?
Yeah, no, I don't know him. I just watched him on Aerial, and he got put in a position like I did.
Right.
Where everyone's like, you should be going UFC, and he's like, I want the dough.
Yeah.
Like, I want to feed my family.
Yeah.
And went down the PFL road, and he's like a big stake because he's like, young Cage Warriors champion, beat everyone, and like exciting. Irish, can talk. He's got the package.
Yeah.
Cedric Doumbé.
The PFL smashed it. Yeah, like, Cedric Doumbé,
another big one. Then you've got, what's that other kid called now? Dakota. Dakota's a big one. Like, they took her. Like, now they're starting to grab people before the UFC because they're saying, listen, we'll pay you. And like, I don't know, you got to sit down and make some proper decisions when PFL come because they come big.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what am I in this for? Am I in this for Instagram followers and likes, or am I in it for feeding my family? It's like,
right.
Am I wrong? Kind of.
Yeah, no, I get it. And even now, PFL have joined with Bellator.
Yeah.
So do you think that's gonna even grow it more?
I think taking on that roster was good. We needed it because for about 2 years, 3 years, it was me, Moffley, Bubba and Wade just fighting each other constantly.
You're the poster boy of the PFL,
right?
Did it? You still are, yeah.
So now they just span it and brought 70% of the Bellator guys over in my division, which I'm absolutely buzzing about because...
Are you excited now that it might open up new opponents for you because they're moving fighters in and out?
Nah,
right?
Not even that. I couldn't care less who I fight. Yeah, what I care about is I've done this many tournaments now. I know how it works. These Bellator guys now about to do their second fight. They used to fighting twice a year, 6 months apart. Now they're about to fight every 8 weeks.
You're like, come and roll with the big boys.
I'm like, welcome, lads. Like, for example, Justin that I'm fighting, he got face planted KO'd, yeah? And you got to fight.
Bellator?
No, in his last fight.
Oh, yeah.
And now you got to fight me next month. It's just, it's ruthless business out here. It's ruthless. No other organisation in the world could that happen. Like UFC, they give you a 6 month or 3 month, I think, where you're not allowed to even spar, train, do anything. Same with boxing. PFL are like, yep, you got Brendan Loughnane next fight. It's like mad, mate, what they're doing, but it's just as real as it gets. It's gladiator stuff, innit, at the end of the day. I love it.
How long do you think you've got left then in it? If you was going to
Well, I say I'm retiring every year. And I get better. And so, I don't know.
Do you feel like the best you've been then, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Really?
Don't know. I just feel...
What is it? Is it just like the IQ, the knowledge,
I'll be honest,
the fitness?
I think John Boy was a big...
Oh, yeah. You do talk about John Boy a lot.
I think John Boy was a major turning point. John Boy used to just, because obviously, you know Tony, my original coach, fortunately, he can't travel now, health issues and stuff.
Oh, I love Tony.
So, yeah, just so you know, Tony back home, he'll always be my number one, started me off. I was on the phone to him 2 hours last night, me and him are like that, yeah? But then John Boy came along just before Bubba, actually, when I was in Thailand, and then all we did was drill the right hand, yeah? And then I knocked Bubba out with the right hand, yeah? And then same again with this last guy. He said right hand, knocked him out with the right hand.
You were just drilling right hands?
Right hands, because he said, you've got the quickest, fastest, most accurate right hand in the game. And not only did he say it to me, he drilled it into me. Just throw that right hand. And he brought like a confidence out of me, what Tony used to bring out of me when I was younger. And just the way he speaks, he goes, he'd be like, none of these are lasting around with you. And it's just like, his confidence levels are just
But
mad.
he means it though, he's not just like gassing you up.
Let me give you another funny story about John Boy, yeah? We was all in the back, right? Because bearing in mind, I've got him, Frank Hickman and Josh. Yeah, that's the new coaching team, yeah? Not new, I've had all these guys for years, but actually at the fight. So we was all talking about certain things that I like to hear from the corner, I like to hear the time and whatever. And then I was giving him code words that I use for wrestling and that I use for striking, because you can't just say, wrestle him, because the guy will know what you're going to do. So we have certain trigger words like Y club and stuff like that, yeah?
Wow, I didn't know that. Do a lot of people do that?
Yeah, everyone does that.
Oh,
you can't just say, wrestle.
Yeah, I was thinking that, because you can hear everything they're saying.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going through cold words, yeah?
Yeah.
And then John Boy goes, yeah, we're not going to need any of them cold words, I'll be honest. He went, you're just going to bang him out.
Really?
He was that
confident?
No, he was that confident. And me and Frank and everyone turned to him and was like, yeah, bro, but like, he's like, no, listen, you're not listening to me. It doesn't go past the first, I'll be so surprised if it goes past the first minute, he said. And we was just like...
And what's he normally like? Is he normally
we're like that? And we all just turned and looked at John Boy and he was like, I told you, I knew what I was seeing.
Wow.
And just so you know, for you betters out there, he's saying the same again, so let's see.
Really? Gosh, John Boy.
He goes, one round, he goes.
I feel like just a confident person anyway. You don't need someone to like gas you up. Like you believe that in yourself, right?
Nah, not like with the way he believes it.
Really?
Don't forget, Anatoly, Peter Yan, he's had all the best guys in the world. So he's not just coming from some guy who's walking along in the park. He's a world-class coach who's not just going to gas you up for now.
Right.
He chooses wisely who he works with. And then when he does work with you, he'll go, nah, that's shit. You need to do this, you need to do that. But when we was hitting the right hand in the back and all that, he goes like this, literally straight, and he goes, it's over. And he was bang on, he was right.
I just want to bring it back to like your mindset and your confidence, because I do think it does outshine a lot of other fighters. And when you're talking, it's like, I do really feel like, and I know you as a friend, like you do really believe in yourself, and you have it like, where does that come from?
Do you think though?
Genuinely, yeah. Like when you're up on those post-fight interviews, you're speaking and it's like, you are the best featherweight in the world. Like, and I know that you believe it, but like, where does that confidence come from?
Nah, but them after fight things, I'm full of gas. Like, like the adrenaline, yeah, that's running through me in them interviews. I watch.
You're like untouchable.
I cringe sometimes. I go, like, what happens when you have a fight? Yeah, like some primeval fucking shit hormones get released inside you. Yeah. And for the next hour, it's like you're just on some madness. Like I'm trying to talk to people, but I'm looking through. I'm just like, then I do an interview. I'm like, yeah, what? Any of them? Like I'm just like.
No, but not even in just the interviews, but
saying.
In everyday life, like you are like a very confident person. You've like had a very successful MMA career. So like, what advice would you give to other like fighters that look up to you and just don't believe in themselves? Maybe
choose another sport. It's heavy out here. I'm not even gonna lie. It's heavy on this battlefield. Like, I wish I could help you out with some kind of words of inspiration, yeah? But...
Or what about just normal people that just don't believe in themselves, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, listen, I was only joking when I say that. What I mean by that is, yeah, it's such a physically, emotionally demanding sport to take on, because you're taking your whole family through this journey with you. Don't forget, like, my mum has to sit and watch me ringside. When I've had girlfriends at the time, they just sat, imagine a couple of inches away from the person that they love more than anything, and he's just in a war zone, claret coming out of his nose. Like, they're watching you starve yourself for 8 weeks and weight cuts, and it's a lot to go through. So, like, you have to make sure that I'm very selfish and I'm very, like, honest about that. Like, I just get off in the middle of the night and I'll just be here doing my thing. Sometimes I won't look at my phone for a day or two or respond, because I'm just on my goal. And I look at it like I'm putting my life on the line in these fights every single time. my brain's on the line, my health's on the line, everything's on the line. So I don't miss a trick in these camps. Like, there's a fire inside you that you need. So I'd suggest to people that are watching this that are aspiring fighters, if you don't feel what I'm talking about, if you don't resonate with everything I've just said, it isn't for you, because this isn't the sort of thing that you do half-assed. You don't put one foot in and one foot out. Like, I'm in the middle of Thailand here, just training all day, every day. Like, I ain't got nothing else on right now. I got nowhere to go. I'm gonna go and rest and maybe like get ready for my next session tomorrow. And like, you have to be in every one of them sessions, and not only in it, you have to be the last there, first in. And if you're not that, then honestly, do not waste your time. Don't waste your family's time. Don't lose your health, because I see like, what is it, 18 years now in this sport, and I've seen guys that are 10 times better than me in the gym, yeah? And they fall off all the way along the way. Girls, partying, money. Money, like, you barely make anything until it took me 16 years to make anything, and then I just started making it now. How many people do you know that would work for free for 16 years at the thought that you might make something towards the end? So really, it's not for the faint-hearted. But if, like I say, if you just heard what I said and that resonates in you, then it's for you. If you don't resonate with anything I just said, it ain't for you. Trust me on that.
So moving on, I want to bring up something I don't know if you spoke a lot about, but like, there's like an ongoing feud with you and Paddy Pimblett. I thought you was cool, right, at one point?
Yeah.
On a podcast together, and then reminds me, did he bring you up when he was talking about Dana, with Dana, about the PFL?
Do you know what it is, right? I'll be honest about this me and Paddy thing, right? I know we're both in different organisations, we're on different trajectories right now, but I genuinely believe, no joke, yeah, and this is written down, like the PFL belt was written down, this is written down in my goals, that we cannot finish our career without fighting each other. Like, I don't know why.
I don't think so either.
It's just in there. Like,
right.
I get stopped at least once or twice a week back in Manchester. When are you fighting at Paddy, lad? Like, people just...
Where does that stem from?
Because we were both the guys coming up for years. Like, don't forget, Paddy's been in it, like, as long as me. Like, so... like, everyone, he's just from Scouser and I'm a Manc. Like, it's always going to be that. Do you know what I mean? And like, everyone's like, oh yeah, but Paddy, and then, oh yeah, but Brendan. And then the Mancs got behind me, the Scousers got behind him. And we'd have like bantering parties and that.
Right.
And then like, we've got a few mutual friends that got involved, and they'd made it funny. And then like, it just become this big thing. And then like, everyone was like, then it was like, he kept winning, I kept winning, he kept winning. Then it just started growing. Then we both lost. Then it went, now we're both on a win again.
Yeah, so I was all the same, yeah.
It's just like mad.
Like
but I do respect him, because at the end of the day, he's just a guy trying to make a living for his family like me. Yeah, talks the talk, and he's backing it up. So
are you saying in any organisation, UFC, PFL, you would love to fight Paddy?
I'd love to. And listen, he knows what I'm talking about. There's no disrespect here with me and him now. This is just man to man, yeah. We have been on a trajectory, and we've had back and forth. There's videos of me and him looking like 12-year-olds calling each other out. You want to see him? You not seen him?
No.
Yeah, guess what, lad? Well, I see you. And then he's almost like, sign a contract, lad. Like, the funniest videos.
Oh my God, I need to see that.
So funny. And I look back now, we're just children calling each other out. And now we're big men. Do you know what I mean? He's just had kids, he's had twins. Like, I'm out, like, now, it's like when Pacquiao fought Mayweather at the end. They still did it though, because it was like, nah, they need, like, there's just some certain people that actually need to fight.
Do you think he's coming to the end of his career? He's a bit younger than you, right?
No, he's not coming to the end of him.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. I just believe it will. I don't know where.
Do you think he'll accept that fight?
Yeah, I do think Paddy's actually a bit of a game cunt at the same time. We both are. And we just know how big it'd be for our cities. And even kids, like, who are growing up, like, to be like, yeah, them were the two guys of that era. Now there's new guys coming through. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Now there's Mokayevs and all that. Like 21-year-old absolute savages that are coming through. So it'd be the end of a generation thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and ideally, where would that fight take place?
Manchester or Liverpool, it'd have to be, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't mind going out in Liverpool?
Nah, I would love it. I'd probably prefer Liverpool.
You probably have enough people there to like
mad,
take
off.
It?
No, but how mad would this fight be? It's a shame it didn't happen at UFC Manchester, to be honest. I mean, that would have been, if me and Paddy would have fought at UFC Manchester, it would have been absolutely insane.
So do you think there's a chance that
there's definitely a chance.
If the UFC offered you
Not necessarily the UFC. Who knows where it'll happen or how it'll happen, why it'll happen. These are just things that you put out there, innit? And he's clearly put it out there. We're both prize fighters. Yeah, we're both like got similar records, and it's like if the people want to see it, give the people what they want to see.
100%. So you do get stopped back at home?
It's slowed down now.
Yeah.
Slowed down now because people know that we're on different journeys.
Right. But possibly
at the same time, look,
together.
things go full circle, don't they?
Yeah. You've been getting like loads of like big sparring partners. So like Conor McGregor, Aljamain Sterling. How was that?
Great, yeah, good guys. The Conor one was mad. That just came out of nowhere. Just messaged like, "Do you want to spar tonight?" It was like 9 o'clock at night.
Really?
And I was like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah.
But
are you friends with him?
Yeah, well, yeah, like we'd speak back. You know, we'd met once before at his pub. I went down to his pub and then I said, "Oh, nice to finally meet." He was like, "We'd never met before, but we used to talk all the time on Instagram, back and forth." And there's just a level of respect there. We're both, again, like Paddy, like we grew up in the same era of MMA before it was cool.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Before anyone knew what it was. Same with Michael and people like Ross and people like all these guys that we're just like a generation now where like it's a dying breed because we didn't have weight classes, we didn't have weigh-ins.
You've seen it grow so much.
Like I've just watched it go from something that's super frowned upon, like, ew, you're not a cage fighter, are you?
Yeah, cage fighting, that's what it's called.
My actual first girlfriend, like proper serious girlfriend, like left me because she's like, I can't take you home and tell them that you're a cage fighter, like I just can't.
Oh my God,
was
you heartbroken?
I was like, what? She's like, yeah, and now, actually, that's a funny story. No, I'm not going to go into it. And now it's like, wow, now it's some mainstream shit. Like it's actually like, yeah, he's a MMA fighter.
Well, not even that, but even like British MMA has literally gone like, since I've started watching the sport, basically, I'm quite a new MMA fan. You know, you got Leon Edwards, Tom Aspinall. Like, how good does it feel to know that you've seen all of that happen?
It's mad. Leon, just like, wow, so happy for Leon Edwards. Like, I watched him for years get frowned upon titles and just get bad luck and injuries and poke Bilal in the eye. And every time he looked like he was about to make it, but you know what? He just kept plugging away, did what he had to do, and now he's just absolutely cruising. Yeah. Leon's just cruising. I see it when I see him. I'm like, well, I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy for you too, because we're an original MMA dying breed, like just like who went through the trenches, all of us. Do you know what I mean? And like now we're just like, now we're in the happy side of it.
Yeah, you know that's so true.
We're in the good side of it now.
Good for him as well.
Now, good for Leon, trust me. Really happy for him. And Tom. Tom's another one that I grew up with. Like, he was on the same scene and like did that thing with him the other day. And like, even just to be around him, I'm like, yeah, Tom, wow. I was just so happy for the English guys. And there's so many more coming through now. I just think, I always knew though, you know, because I used to like go to America and train. Because I thought, right, you got to be in America to make it.
In the UK, thinking,
but I'm better than half of these. Like, we got better guys at home. I used to think that in my head. Yeah. There's better guys at home. Yeah. And then for some reason, it just didn't take off in you. And then it slowly started. And then the levels got higher. Then everyone started learning wrestling. In the UK. That's what we didn't have. Once everyone started learning that wrestling. It was done. And you got people like me, Leon and Tom and all these now try and take us down. It's a dark time. Yeah. You know what I mean? But back in the day, we were just getting flopped on our back, no issue. Not us three, but like British people would get straight down, couldn't get up. It was notorious. It was actually like a running joke. Yeah. Speaking of Tom, I saw you went on a night out with John Jones. I just have to ask, like, how was that? Yeah, fun. John Jones, wow. It's like, it's mad to even say it out loud. Like, I went on a night out with John Jones. You've been on like Tyson Fury. I know our friend Josh was a bit jealous of that one. But yeah, John Jones, I think that's like, I think everyone wants to go on a night out with John Jones. Conor McGregor, like. Conor McGregor. Like just like, I've partied with the stars. Joe Rogan. Like, wow. Yeah. Like, it's surreal sometimes. You're like, wait, what have you done? Like, yeah. Sick. What do you make of the John Jones, Tom Aspinall back and forth? It's a tough one because Tom is the new breed. He's very dangerous. It's John's like prime John and prime Aspinall. What a fight! But I feel like John now is at the other side of his career where he deserves fights where he can just make his dough now. And like, come on, man, the guy's legacy is undefeated. He's the best mixed martial artist to ever step foot in a cage ever. He'll be the best one to ever do it. Like, he took all the guys in the prime and beat them all at what they were good at. Like Cormier, double-legged him. It's never happened again. Like taking Vitor Belfort down and like beating him on the ground, and he would take you to where you're good and batter you. Like it was different what he was doing, and I look up to him so much. I would actually be sad to see that fight. I love them both. I'd be like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like,
but do you think it's going to happen?
As a fanboy, I don't think so, no. I think he'll fight Stipe.
Yeah. So talking about Conor McGregor and Chandler coming up now, do you think that will be like the biggest comeback of all time? Like since he broke his leg, and if he gets the win against Chandler? Yeah,
I mean to snap your leg in that kind of fashion, and have £1 billion in your account and still try and come back and do this madness.
Yeah, that's mad. It's the money, That's why he hasn't been back, right?
Listen. I know from getting 1M, that life changes. But when you start talking Bs, when it goes to B level, right, these options are endless of anything you've ever wanted. Like, but you choose to come and spar and go through this madness again. Like, do you know how many guys that have won this PFL and you've never seen them again? Because they're like, even a guy that beat me, Pinedo, won, gone. Like, got his mill, it's worth about 50 mil in Peru. He's off. Do you blame him? You got people coming from poverty, nothing, and you're dumping them with this amount of money. So, to be able to come back now, to have that level of wealth and to come from the injuries that he's had and come back and knock Michael Chandler out, that's going to be the... Because at the end of the day, I feel the same as him. Yeah. We're not doing this for the money. We thought we were, but we're not. We're doing this because we are Spartans, If this was back in the day, we'd be on the horse at the front. That's just who we are. Like, me and Conor are the same in that sense. And I feel like, even when I'm in the gym and I'm training with him, I can see, like, you love this like me, we love this. Like, it's a different type of bond and energy because it's like, we've got other options now. We've got so many options, but we're choosing to punch each other head in still. Yeah. So... I'm excited. I think I have actually sparred them both, to be fair, and I am looking forward to seeing the fight. But I do think Conor is far superior, and I think he will catch him early. I do. I just think Michael Chandler doesn't use his wrestling. He's one of the best wrestlers in America, but doesn't use it. And I think Conor's a sharpshooter. He'll sit on the outside, and like he did with Aldo, he'll overcommit with an overhand or something and just get a left straight down the pipe, and that'll be all she wrote, and hopefully that prediction was right, but that's what I see. Yeah. Do you think, talking about comebacks, it would be the Tyson Fury, your friend, his comeback after being 400 pounds and then becoming heavyweight king? That was a good comeback, right? Yeah, that was. And even to get off the canvas like he did against Deontay, like, no, he rolls up like the Undertaker. It was absolutely insane. Just moments like that. Like,
it's why you love the sport,
they'll
right?
never be forgotten. Like, moments like that, it's a meme for the rest of your life. Like, the guy was asleep and just thought, nah, I'm not losing, and woke up. It's like, wait, what? Did he just wake up and just win the fight?
No, he's mad. Yeah. You're friends with him now?
Yeah. Me and Tyson chat from time to time. We've had a good night out. 2 nights out now, actually. What an absolute gentleman of a man. Both of them, like, any of these people that you build up in your head to think, like, just so you know, Tyson Fury is one of the nicest people in the world. Like, we was out in Wetherspoons having pints, like, big crowds following us, taking pictures with every single person, just had time for everyone, just a legend of a human. Like, what you see is what you get when you watch them Netflix documentaries. He really is an Aldi and that, like, really is that guy. He's not playing up for no camera.
I feel like you're normal as well, like.
Yeah, we all are to a degree, do you know what I mean? Like, we're all from the estate at the end of the day. Like, what do you want us to do? Just get some big house and just live on some other estate from people that where we're not from, and we're not going to fit in at all. Like, you're just going to be that cage right at the end of the road that no one chats to. Yeah. So why would you want to be that? Might as well be amongst your people, isn't it?
No, exactly. Well, thank you for your time. It's not over yet. I was just going to say, I missed your last title fight because I was on a TV show and I had really bad FOMO after that. So I'm not going to miss this one.
Nice.
So I wish you all the best in your tournament.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Nice one.